ग्रुप। फ्रेंड्स, आज जो यूपीएससी का एग्ज़ाम हुआ है उस जीएस पेपर 1 के कुछ आंसर कीज़ मैं आपके लिए लेकर आया हूँ, स्पेशली फ्रॉम द सेक्शन ऑफ ऑन इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स। सो स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड लेट्स सी व्हाट आर द आंसर्स। दिस क्वेश्चन आई एम स्किपिंग, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 ये मैं छोड़ रहा हूँ। क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 से शुरू करते हैं दोस्तों। राज्यसभा हैज़ इक्वल पावर्स विद लोकसभा इन द मैटर्स ऑफ क्रिएटिंग ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज, अमेंडिंग द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, रिमूवल ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, मेकिंग कट मोशन। सो फ्रेंड्स, हम जानते हैं कि कट मोशन, रिमूवल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, दीज आर प्रिविलेजेस ऑफ द लोकसभा ऑफ पार्लियामेंट इन आवर पार्लियामेंट्री डेमोक्रेसी। तो इसमें दो ही ऑप्शंस में कन्फ्यूजन है, लेकिन इसमें क्या है, राज्यसभा का ऑल इंडिया सर्विसेज के मामले में एक स्पेशल पावर होता है। सो वी रीड इट एज अ स्पेशल पावर, नॉट एज इक्वल पावर. Which is an equal power? This is power of amendment of the constitution. Rajya Sabha has equal power with Lok Sabha in matters of amending the constitution. You know कि हम जब constitutional amendment करते हैं तो एक joint sitting नहीं बुला सकते, separately bill pass होना चाहिए, and there is no time boundation as well. So इसका जो आंसर है फ्रेंड्स वो क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 का वो amendment of the constitution ही रहेगा। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 में हम देख लेते हैं, विद रेफरेंस टू द फंड्स अंडर मेंबर ऑफ लोकल एरिया डेवलपमेंट यानी कि MPLAD के रिगार्डिंग है। सो फ्रेंड्स, हम जानते हैं कि MPLAD ये बिल्कुल फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इसका बिल्कुल सही है। MPLAD फंड्स मस्ट बी यूज टू क्रिएट ड्यूरेबल एसेट्स। डेफिनेटली कोई अगर गड्ढा खोदने के प्रोग्राम है तो वो नहीं होना चाहिए, इस तरह के अनड्यूरेबल एसेट्स नहीं होने चाहिए। इट शुड हैव ड्यूरेबल एसेट्स। अ स्पेसिफाइड पोर्शन, यस दिस इज ट्रू, स्पेसिफाइड पोर्शन इन डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री वेयर डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द पॉपुलेशन ऑफ SC एंड ST, ये उस MPLAD का फंड उसमें लगभग 15%, कहीं 7%, कहीं 8%, उस हिसाब से यूज़ करना ज़रूरी होता है। सो बोथ 1 and 2 ऑप्शन आर करेक्ट। नाउ वी कम टू पॉइंट नंबर 3। MPLAD funds are sanctioned on yearly basis and the unused funds cannot be carried forward to the next year। दोस्तों ये गलत है। इसमें every year you can utilize some funds but you can also get कैरी फॉरवर्ड, एक यूटिलाइजेशन सर्टिफिकेट देना होता है मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट को और वो कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर सकते हैं। फिर पॉइंट नंबर 4 पे आते हैं हम। पॉइंट नंबर 4 बता रहा है कि 10% वर्क हमारा जो इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ है उसका 10% का आपको करना है इंस्पेक्शन। एक्चुअली ये नहीं है, इसके अलग अलग क्राइटेरिया हैं। अगर 25 लाख से कम का काम हुआ होता है तो आपको पूरा प्रोजेक्ट का जो है वो आपको अकाउंटिंग या ऑडिटिंग करना होता है, एक इंस्पेक्शन करना होता है। सो पॉइंट नंबर 4 इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग। सो 1, 2 इज द ओनली करेक्ट आंसर। यही आपका इसमें सही आंसर होने वाला है। क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 पे आते हैं फ्रेंड्स। Which one of the following categories of the fundamental rights incorporates protection against untouchability as a form of discrimination? So untouchability, as we know, is the highest form of inequality that was prevalent in India. So definitely this is going with the right to equality. So right to equality is the one which abolished untouchability. So इसमें कोई doubt नहीं होना चाहिए. This is right to equality. In India, separation of judiciary from the executive is enjoyed by the preamble, no. The directive principle of state policy इसका आंसर है। Article 50 में ये mentioned है that we should have a separate judiciary. You can look at Lakshmikant or any other standard book. Along with the budget, the finance minister also places other documents before the parliament which include the macroeconomic framework. Friends, ये जो macroeconomic framework रखने की बात है ये actually आ जाती है फिस्कल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड बजट मैनेजमेंट एक्ट 2003 से। यहाँ ये फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर जो अपना मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक फ्रेमवर्क स्टेटमेंट रखते हैं ये FRBM एक्ट 2003 से मैंडेटेड है, ये यहाँ से मैंडेट किया हुआ है। अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल गवर्नमेंट बाय डेफिनेशन इज डेफिनेटली इट इज़ अ लिमिटेड गवर्नमेंट। सो कोई भी पॉलिटिकल साइंस आप बेसिक बुक पढ़ेंगे, सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल गवर्नमेंट आर good for citizens because they are limited governments, because in them we provide rights to the people, so and the government cannot override those rights, so that is why this is a limited form of government। इसका आप लोगों को बिल्कुल कोई मतलब संदेह ही नहीं होना चाहिए इस क्वेश्चन में। other than fundamental right, which of the following part of the constitution of India reflects the principle of UNDHR? I think the fundamental right के साथ साथ हमारा directive principle of state policy इसमें हमें दिया गया है, and preamble to some extent, I mean this is a long shot. If we take a long shot then we can go for preamble, then we can include preamble. So this is a doubtful question, but still I will go with preamble and directive principle of state policies. So 1 and 2, A should be answer from my side. हालांकि इसमें fundamental duties, definitely there is no question of rights here, so it is duties. So that is why I am saying preamble, because it has a language of rights. we should ensure justice, economic, social, political. So this, there is a language of rights that is there in preamble. So I will go with 1 and 2. लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. लीगल सर्विसेज अथॉरिटी आप जानते हैं कि ये एक तरीके से एनजीओ की तरह काम करता है, सोसाइटीज़ रजिस्टर्ड ट्रस्ट की तरह काम करता है. सो इसमें क्राइटेरिया हैं डेफिनेटली. वो क्राइटेरिया क्या है, वो उसमें कई सारे 10-12 क्राइटेरिया दिए हुए हैं. आप अंडर ट्रायल हो, आपके पास पैसा नहीं है, विमेन है, और न्यूमरस क्राइटेरियाज हैं. लेकिन उसमें कहीं ट्रांसजेंडर और ओबीसी की बात नहीं गई है. उसमें क्या बात कही गई है, एक तो सीनियर सिटीजन्स की बात कही गई है और एक बात कही गई है इनकम की. ये इनकम क्राइटेरिया जो हैं डिफरेंट स्टेट सर्विसेज अथॉरिटीज़ के डिफरेंट हैं. कहीं 3 लाख इनकम लिमिट है, कहीं 1 लाख इनकम लिमिट है. सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन दैट देर इज़ एन इनकम क्राइटेरिया as well as a age criteria. So the senior citizens can take help of the legal service authority as well as the persons from economically marginalized background. So 1 and 4 should be the answer for question number 9. अब 10th क्वेश्चन पे आ जाते हैं दोस्तों. अल्मा आटा डिक्लेरेशन, डेफिनेटली दिस इज अबाउट हेल्थ केयर ऑफ द पीपल and this is a WHO declaration. And we know Talanoa dialogue were the climate dialogue continuing the Paris and the other climate summit that happened recently. So 1 and 3 under 2 coalition is also a climate declaration that is to keep the temperature under 2. So we know Alma Ata and Talanoa are the only correct ones. Hague Convention is not regarding the biological chemical use. So 1 and 3 must be the answer. This is for question number 10. 11th is a good question. This has been asked many a times now. A parliamentary system of government is one in which all political parties in parliament are represented in the government. It is not guaranteed with parliamentary system. This is not correct. The government is responsible to the parliament and can be removed by it. That is true, because if there is no responsibility in the government, then there is no legitimate form of government. So parliamentary system ensures that a government is responsible to the parliament. That is an essential feature of parliamentary. The government is elected by the people and can be removed by them. This is a very vague statement. By the people who by which mechanism of the people. So this is very vague statement. This is not true in the political science vocab. The government is chosen by the parliament. No, this is not correct. The government is not chosen by the parliament. So this is wrong. Definitely, what is the answer? The answer is this, B. Also here it is written before the completion of a fixed term, so which is not a case. Which part of the Constitution of India declares the ideals of welfare state? So we know directive principle of state policy. There is no doubt about it. Consider the following statement. The Constitution of India defines its basic structure in terms of federalism, secularism. No, the Constitution of India does not. India में basic structure का definition Constitution में नहीं दिया गया. It emerged in Keshavananda Bharati case of 1973. It is not given in the Constitution. So what is given in the Constitution? The power of judicial review. The power of judicial review flows from Article 226 and Article 32, which says that laws can be reviewed if they infringe upon the fundamental rights of the people and citizens' liberty. So definitely the answer for question number 13 is B. Option 2 is the only option which is correct for this question. This is very interesting question and quite a good surprise from the UPSC. One common agreement between Gandhism and Marxism is the final goal of a stateless society, class struggle, abolition of private property, economic determinism. So I will start this question by arguing from Gandhi's point of view. Abolition of private property, no, Gandhi did not say कि abolition करना है. Trusteeship was his idea. Class struggle, Gandhi did not believe in struggle of castes. Economic determinism, no, Gandhi did not believe in a philosophy of economic determinism कि economics ही सब कुछ decide करता है हमारे देश में. The final goal of stateless, yes, Gandhi believed in the idea of Swaraj, self-rule. What is that self-rule? Self-rule of enlightened people, enlightened citizens, and that is why Gandhi is also known as philosophical anarchist. So for question number 14, the answer must be the final goal of a stateless society. Question number 15 देखते हैं. In context of India, which one of the following is the characteristic appropriate for bureaucracy? An agency for widening the scope of the parliamentary democracy. Well, we don't know for sure because this is an implementing agency and not a legislative body or an arm of legislative body. An agency for strengthening the structure of federalism, again a question of politics or political a question of political practicality. An agency for facilitating political stability and economic growth, that is not also true. An agency for implementation of public policy, as I said, it is an implementation body. Bureaucracy the work of bureaucracy is to implement the policy created by the politician or the political class. So option D is correct for 15. Question number 16, the preamble of the constitution to India is a part of the constitution but has no legal effect. ये गलत है क्योंकि इसके legal ramification होते हैं. Not a part of the constitution, this is not true. It is part of the constitution that has already been settled in various numerous cases, and a part of the constitution but has same legal effect as any other part. This is also not true because fundamental rights and preamble, there is a difference between the two, and all other parts of the constitution have different kind of legality and effect. So this is also not true. A part of the constitution but has no legal effect independently of other part. This is, I think, the most favorable explanation that I would suggest in this answer, because a preamble standing alone is nothing. It is just words, empty words, if it is not followed by the laws that are written in the constitution or the specifics that are written in the constitution. So a preamble is part of the constitution definitely, and it has legal effect only if it is read with other parts of the constitution. तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 16 का मेरी ओर से आंसर रहेगा डी. गोल्ड ट्रेंच, ये हम जानते हैं IMF का एक ऑप्शन है. सो इट्स अ क्रेडिट सिस्टम गारंटीड बाय IMF. सो इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए लोगों को. क्वेश्चन नंबर 18, विद रेफरेंस टू द प्रोविजंस कंटेन्ड इन पार्ट 4 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, यानी कि फंडामेंटल राइट्स से क्वेश्चन है हमारा. दे शैल बी एनफोर्सेबल बाय कोर्ट्स, डेफिनेटली राइट है ये ऑप्शन 1. दे शैल नॉट बी एनफोर्सेबल, गलत है. द प्रिंसिपल लेड डाउन इन दिस पार्ट आर टू इन्फ्लुएंस द मेकिंग ऑफ द लॉज बाय द स्टेट. Yes, definitely, because a state cannot override principles of fundamental rights. If a state tomorrow says that we shall actually kill citizens, then yes, you cannot kill citizens. You cannot have any law like that. So definitely, if you have to make law, you have to keep in mind the fundamental rights. So for from this, I think 1 and 3 is the option that I will go for. So question number 18 ka 1 and 3. Question number 19, according to the constitution, a person who is eligible to vote can be made a member. Yes, we can make any person a minister for 6 months at least, and then we can later get him elected. According to RPA, a person, this is what I cannot find. So correct statement पहला मेरे हिसाब से बिल्कुल correct है. Anybody can become a minister. And second statement, I have a little doubt, so I will go with A. In my opinion, it is A, because a member disqualified. This is a little doubtful. So I'll go with A. Anyways, question number 20, friends. The President of India can summon a session in the Parliament. Yes, absolutely correct statement, and this is written in laws of the procedure of the House, how to run a House. In that bill, it is written. The President can summit anywhere the Parliament. The Constitution of India provides for 3 sessions. This is also true, and there is no minimum number of days the Parliament is run. No, I am not sure. There is, I think, a guarantee that is given. So option 3 is wrong. 1 and 2 are correct. Basically, so 1 and 2 are definitely correct, but option 3 is not correct. So I am saying this question has a yes, this is 2 is correct, 1 is absolutely correct, 3 is not correct. That's what I am saying. 3 is not correct. If you just let me show you something, you will see somewhere here. Look, Article 85 of the Constitution empower the President to summon each House of the Parliament to meet at such a time, place as he thinks, but 6 months shall not intervene between its last sitting in one session and not appointed. So you can see time and where he thinks fit. So option 1 is correct according to this explanation. Now let's move to normally 3 sessions, namely budget, monsoon, winter, are held in every calendar year. Oh, but it may not be mentioned in the Constitution, because the question says that it is mentioned in the Constitution. So yes, it is a practice, not a constitutional responsibility. So option 1 and 3 is definitely correct then, because minimum number of days is then still a problem. This has not been followed. We know that sometimes only 2 sessions are held. So friends, this is the Indian polity answer key. I hope it will clear a little bit of noise and air, and I hope you subscribe, like and share this video with your friends. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching Civil Study Group. I hope you take rest and then restart to work towards your aim. Thank you for your time.